All right, we'll now call this February 19th meeting of the Centreville Town Council to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, first up is agenda review. Council, do you have any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Additions.
Okay. Next up is review of past minutes. We have the minutes from the February 5th meeting in our packets. Are there any changes to the minutes?
None
I
for
didn't
me.
see any reason for a change.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
A motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next up, we have a closed session statement. Do I have that?
Yes. It should be the next one right after the minutes.
It's not
Right
there.
after the minutes.
It's not there.
Does she need it? Here we go.
Yeah, I don't have it. Thank you. Oh, wait, no, here it is, sorry. Okay, the town council met in closed session on Thursday, February 5th, 2026 at 8:01 PM at the Liberty Building, 107 North Liberty Street, second floor meeting room to discuss the acquisition of real property and consult with council regarding a legal matter in accordance with the Maryland Open Meetings Act. 5 members of the town council voted to close the session. The authority to close the session is found in section 3305 of the general provisions article. The town council discussed the following topics: the acquisition of real property, discussed acquiring a piece of property in town, consult with counsel, discuss legal advice. No actions were taken. The following members and staff were present: Ashley H. Kaiser, President; Jeffrey D. Keel, Vice President; Frederick E. Bew, Sandra Lee Huffer, and Fred McNeil, members; Shannon Van Emberg, Town Attorney; Carolyn Brinkley, Town Manager; and Gay Adams, Town Clerk. The meeting was adjourned at 8:15 p.m. Okay. Next up, we have a citizens forum. Citizens are requested to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Are there any citizens that wish to address the council? Yeah, come on up. She can just sit. You can just sit at a microphone is fine. You need to be at a
Yeah,
microphone.
right here.
Yeah.
Come on
If you
up.
don't mind.
Do I sit?
Yeah, you can see it. Sit.
So I don't have to bend over?
No.
Okay. Well, tonight I'm here with a couple of questions.
Can you state your
regarding
name?
the water bill.
Can you state your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Margaret Jagley. I live on Banbridge.
Okay.
Okay. Nice that there was a grace period because the water bills were super late and some, I think, still haven't gotten them. So that was nice. I was shocked when it was posted that there was a late fee of $100 because I thought that was really excessive. So whenever I have a question, I research. And so I researched the Maryland statutes, section 25504. And they were recently updated, and it states that a water late fee should only be 5%. And then another source, the Public Utilities Commission, said that they state that the late fees should not be assessed until water bill is 20 days past due. That's my interpretation, but I submitted all of my research to Gail to pass on to the town attorney so she can use her expertise. And
Perfect.
so I'm just giving my understanding. She'll give you the legal. But when I apply 5% to a tier 1 bill, which is what I get, it came to less than $15. Online, I did email the town to try to get the schedule of late bills. I didn't get a response, but we had the holiday and the training, so it's probably just, they didn't get the email yet. But if I apply 1.5%, it came to a little over $4. So I just think we need to check the statutes, see if we're following that. So the only time I could find that a $100 fee came in to play was if someone had been disconnected and it was a $100 fee to reconnect. And then my other question is that there was recent legislation, House Bill 893/Senate Bill 710, which proposed that water would not be shut off for medical illness protections, infant child protections, seasonal and other protections, elderly, 65 plus who are also low income, and low income assistance. Many states have this in place. Unfortunately, these bills died in committee. But as a town that cares about people, if we don't have these programs, I think that we should consider implementing them because we don't need a law to be humane.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely look into that statute. And just for the public listening, we do, if people contact us with a hardship related to shut off, we absolutely do engage people in all
Right.
sorts of
We
opportunities.
do have a lot. We have payment agreements that we work with a lot of.
And we
are
connect
a-
people to social services for utility
Yes.
assistance.
Yes.
Yeah, and I figured you probably had something, but these were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's sad that the bill died.
Yes.
It's a good bill.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, are there any other citizens that wish to address the council? Okay, next up we have appearances, and we have Goodwill Firehouse with an update.
Good evening. Good evening,
Hello.
President Goddard, Vice President Keel, council members. Raymond Aaron with Goodwill Fire Company, serving as the president, and I have with me,
Wayne Bloodsworth, I'm chairman of the board.
both have been with the fire companies for a long time, Wayne way longer. But we just wanted to come to you, try to come every so often, at least once a year, but sometimes it seems like every other year, to let you know what's going on. You graciously gave us a donation at the beginning of the year. We want to let you know where that money was going. So you gave some to the EMS as a whole, and that portion of that is going, well, actually, all of that is going to the portion of a big bill for a new cardiac monitor. So do we have monitors now? Yes. They get older, the updates that come with them, after a while, it's like the telephones, they're no good anymore. So medicine changes, we can do things more with the equipment that's being made. So the new one's ordered, I expect it, I think he told us the other night, by mid-year, and it's $55,000, just about. So that portion is for the EMS that you gave us. The other section, I'm gonna give to Wayne, because we have a capital project that's being done, and that money will go toward that portion. So I'll let Wayne tell him about the
Okay,
parking.
thank you. The project that we've got in mind right now, it would cover part of it is to repair our parking lot. It has not been repaired in, God, since I remember when we redid the building, updated the building, it was in '03. And so we are gonna do that. If you guys wanna do the one back by, you got a parking lot back by the water tower, if you want to include that. While they're right there, then, we'll welcome anything that you all want to do. We were going to do it last year, but we had a generator problem. We have a generator that kicks on when there's no power. Without that generator, we can't even as much as raise our doors. We have to unhook them and put them up by hand. So we had to go ahead and bite the bullet and take care of that. That was $120,000.
Wow.
For one generator.
And you're waiting how long for it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had to wait.
wait list.
We'll be 5 months. Hopefully, it's going to be, they'll be starting to work on it by the end of the month.
For one generator.
Yes, sir.
Holy smoke.
Our old one was 50,
Kilowatts.
It was
you know
built
how
in,
old it was?
built like it was manufactured in like the 1950s.
Yeah, it's
Well,
old.
it was there.
Go ahead.
It was there when I got in, and I got in 71. It was there.
Wild. So it's time.
Well, it had been modified.
We did due diligence to keep it
Right,
going.
right. But we have a lot of electrical stuff over there, our radios, and so on and so forth. Without the generator, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't even talk to anybody. So that's sort of side rails. My point is we were going to do the parking lot last year. However, we you know, you gotta prioritize, to, put some things first. So that's where the bulk of what you gave us will be going towards that, parking lot, unless we have something more important that pops up. We talked in the meeting, our last meeting, and it's time to replace some of our trucks. Just one truck, not the pickups, but say the next size up, $1.3 million for just the one truck.
Great.
So we start, you know, being little with our money. So, but anyway, we do thank you for what you've done. And we just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to where we were and so on and so forth.
Well, thank you, and thanks for all you do for our community. It's, you know,
Let the membership know. I wanted to say one thing about the parking lot. You know, the back parking lot becomes a overflow parking lot for town, which is fine. But that side street, if you're facing the firehouse to the left, Powell Street, that gets a lot of use, a lot of use.
Right.
And that's on our end of it, so we have to maintain that and keep it up too. It goes way back before me of ownership, and it's the fire companies, but it's a right of way. So that's part of the paving project as well. We just wanted you to know, obviously, the second part that we always offer is any of y'all that want to come over, the doors are open, call us, whatever. We will certainly take and run you through the firehouse and show you what we've got. Just, I know everybody pretty much knows firehouse, you know, but the intricate parts of it, if the vice president of the council hasn't done it yet, I'll certainly do it for you. There is a couple things. We had our, what we call our banquet, or installation for new officers, and our plaques were a little issue, but I wanted to make sure you got it. So I'll give this to you. You can put it wherever.
sure, yeah, we'll hang it in town hall.
Yes. And also, if Chief Hobbs will come up, we have one for him, and I think he was
Come
at
on
another,
up,
I
Chief.
think he was at another party. No.
We keep him busy.
I don't know. Chief, thank you for the help. Give you folks to tell them that we're very thankful for all they do, and same thing with that.
What an
So,
outstanding
appreciate it.
recognition.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
And I always leave with this. Got any questions? 'Cause I always hear there's questions. Yes, sir.
I always have a question, so I promise not to disappoint. If you're needing to change out one of your fire trucks, is there a secondary market for the one, assuming you're gonna be trading it in, or do,
Now, there's very little market for it.
is that right?
Well, our history says when we've done that, it's very little market for it.
Really?
We actually, I know most of you don't remember it, but we actually had a ladder truck at one time. It was actually a ladder. And, you know, and we, if I'm not mistaken, I think we couldn't sell it. We ended up sending it to West Virginia as a loan. One of the companies out there was having a hardship. So we just, I mean, we were down to, I think it was $10,000 and no takers, and this company came to us and said, you know, hey, can you help us? So we donated.
very cool.
It's like a telephone I was telling you about. You know, in 20 years, fire apparatus changes greatly. So nobody wants that 20-year-old thing. Their standards change and needs are different. But, you know, sometimes we'll find somebody that, like Wayne was saying, is a hardship. They're all over the country.
Okay.
We try to, if we can.
Good to know.
Yeah, exactly.
My
The,
follow-up question is even more important. I understand you have a really great breakfast that I've never been to.
I'll get right into
Yes,
with
we were
that.
talking up the breakfast this morning.
Every third Sunday, except for in the summer, the folks do a fantastic breakfast. I give my kudos to those, they know who they are, that work it faithfully. They're the faithful few, I call them. Nobody ever leaves hungry when they come in, so.
Like crispy bacon, so I'll be there.
Crispy bacon, you got that?
The breakfast is sort of like our cash bash. If you leave there hungry or thirsty, it's your own fault.
Okay.
Cash Bash is April the 25th.
Yeah.
I like
Last
Cash Bash
Saturday
better
in
than
April.
the breakfast, only because my kids don't come to Cash Bash.
Ah, yeah.
They do, I mean, I don't think they would ever forgive me if we missed a month of breakfast at the firehouse. Mostly so they can beat Jeff up, but that's in service to the fire department as well.
There it is. That's what he pays his. He pays his. I always hear, why does the fire siren blow so much? Why does the fire siren blow so much? You have pagers, you have radios. Well, part of that's true. The second part is it's good for the citizens to know if the fire siren's blowing, something's up, keep your eyes open. Somebody be coming through town a little,
So they can get on Facebook and
30,
ask what's
30
going
mile
on.
an hour. And that the fire equipment is, they don't have sirens or air horns or anything, but just to give you a heads up there, they'll be coming through soon.
Yeah.
So it was a busy year, averaged almost 3 calls a day on the ambulance. Not quite that on the fire side, but still, we've evolved. The fire department does a little bit of firefighting and a lot of EMS care and a lot of accidents.
A lot of helping people up.
And a lot of, it's another story for another day.
Yeah.
But I'm serious, if you have any questions, anything later you don't want to talk about here, doors open, phone rings, let us know.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being there.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
All right. Next up in old business, we have the ordinance 01/2026, the deeds of road dedication for Providence Farm, and this has a public hearing at the next meeting, correct?
Yes, March 5th.
So we will discuss and consider it then, if that makes sense to everyone. And we will move on to the fiscal year 2026 mid-year update from Karen.
Right. Feeling much better, thank you.
Oh, great.
So as of January 1st, the town has hit its mid-year benchmark in the current fiscal year, and currently the department should be at or around 50% of spending, as well as 50% of received on the revenue side. So when we look at the general fund revenues, 84% has been received thus far in the first 6 months of the fiscal year. A lot of this is based on the property tax. We received the larger portions in October, December, and January, and local income tax as well. On the general fund expense side, all general fund expenses are at or below 50%, except for planning and zoning, which is at 124% spent based on the consultant we had to continue to use until we hired the zoning administrator, and the bill back invoicing. That delay sometimes is a 3 or 4 month turnaround from when we invoice and get the money back. So you'll see that sometimes in that department. Main Street is at 64% spent, and that's based on grant spending, so which is nearly complete at this point. A lot of her funds are whenever the grants come in, and that's when her spending is at a bigger point. So she usually isn't ever over 100% at the end. And the cemetery is at 58% spent. This is based on the contract services. It's hard to budget in this one. You never know what's going to happen during the fiscal year in the cemetery. Enterprise fund revenues are at 50%, 57% received 6 months into FY26. And the big variables that affect this revenue, as you know, are the timing of the payments for the utility bills, the water and sewer allocations, and then the interest rates we receive on the money that's in the bank. When we look at the enterprise fund expenses, all departments are at 50% or below except water, and this is just based on the contract services. This is the main driver in that department being slightly above. The contract for the water and sewer plant is prepaid in this current fiscal year, and so that's why you see that being slightly above 50%. And just a few notes, pension expense for the year is paid once a year. It's paid in November or December, so when you see that, it's not a big, it's already paid for the year. You won't see another expense for that throughout. Debt payments in the enterprise fund, there's no principal made on these accounts until April and May, so obviously you won't see a big shot there until the end of year update. And ARPA funds are obligated, should say 12/31/2026, it says 2024, my apologies for that, but we have obligated all funds based on how the state said we had to, and have to have it spent by the end of December, and that's the plan to finish with the lagoon that we discussed today. And so, you guys have any questions for me?
So how do you anticipate, is this a break-even budget this year?
I
right?
think so.
Yeah, so you
I
think that's kind of where we'll land for the year?
Yeah, and I actually think the enterprise fund revenue is, I think we're gonna be pretty spot on with what we receive. I think we're gonna be a bit higher in the general fund side, and that's gonna be based on the property tax and the public utility tax. When we budget, we base that variable off the assessment of the previous year until we get the new variable or the new assessment in, and so sometimes you'll see some difference in that.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, I think we'll be pretty good, break even
Yeah,
wise.
pretty
General
close
fund
or
just be a little
above.
higher, I think.
A little better?
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of revenue. Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
For the citizens, can you give the definition of ARPA?
Put me on the
American
spot.
Rescue Plan
American
Act.
Recovery
It was like American Rescue Plan
Rescue,
Act.
yeah, American Rescue Fiscal Plan Recovery is, it's something, I'll get you the, I don't want to
COVID
say the
relief, it
wrong
was the
thing.
last batch of COVID relief money.
It is, absolutely, it's the last batch that we received. And we were able to obligate it through, you know, we didn't have to have it spent, we have to have it spent by the end of the year, but we have closed out the ARPA with the state and closed our reporting. We have no issues there, it's just, we have to spend it with the lagoon by the end. Did you know the name?
The American Rescue Plan Act.
That's, thank you, Sharon. I've said ARPA for
raised
so
government money for a
long.
living.
It's,
I know.
yeah, so my
It's
apologies.
almost like I raised government money for a living.
That's the danger of acronyms like that.
Yes, you're right.
Most of those funds, again, not to be specific, but they were mostly for capital.
Yeah,
They were
absolutely.
utilized by the town largely for capital.
Yep, and for things that had been put behind the wagon for so long,
Right.
we were able to catch some things up and get some things replaced that we were in desperate need.
Right.
And so now that we're depleting those funds, the next few budget years may be a little interesting, and we may have
Right.
to work a little harder, but
I also think it was geared more towards public works, infrastructure.
Yeah, it was towards infrastructure was the goal of it, was to
it absolutely
keep
was.
infrastructure going post-COVID.
You know, anything 10 million and under received was able to be reported as revenue recognition on the whole front, which made it a lot easier on the reporting side. And so most municipalities were able to use that reporting feature, which was great because it was much less minute of things that you had to put through the process. But we're at the end, we're getting ready to spend the last of it, and
Right,
I wish we could get more, but
right, right.
I'd rather not have another pandemic, so.
No.
absolutely. Yeah, we'll just take grant money at this point. We're looking for all of it, so.
Awesome. Any other questions for Karen?
I don't think so.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Thanks for the report.
Yes.
All right, reports of boards and commissions. Maryland Municipal League, we had our council retreat this morning. We talked a little bit about MML and Eastern Shore Association of Municipalities, and I have some action items for chasing down some things that they're working on, and I will do that. But I have no other update. Council of Governments.
I have a couple things. The town of Berkeley received a check, can't remember from who, for 1.4.
They got federal earmark.
In earmark,
Yeah, for a new town hall.
They're so excited.
I bet.
Queen Anne's County is also still working on their solid waste plan, and they encouraged anybody that has a trash hauler to make sure they take it to the landfill in Caroline County so they can get money. The landfill, so the tipping fees and all that. And Chesapeake College got a fully funded 50,000 square foot, I think it's called a Career and Technology Center building. So it's fully funded. They said as of right now, it's fully funded.
Oh, that's great.
And Carolyn, I don't know if Carolyn had anything, but it wasn't,
Not that I
it
can
was
think of.
more of a repeat from the previous meeting that we had, so.
Awesome.
Yep, that's it.
All right, economic development.
As it's been for the last month or so, the primary focus is to reestablish the CETA program, the Centreville Economic Development Authority, that was established originally in the 2011, 2012, that kind of disbanded during COVID around 2019. It's a really important focus for the city and for the town to regenerate interest in that area. The town has sent out a couple of notices in the last week or so about encouraging our citizens to respond to our town clerk if you're interested in being on that board or that committee, to fill out an application. I encourage you to do that quickly. We already have a lot of candidates, but if there's someone who's genuinely interested and who has an experience and background in economic development or genuine interest in pursuing and being involved with our efforts, I want to encourage you to apply quickly. We are trying to wrap this up within the next month, and that includes initial interviews that I'll be conducting once I get the applications for those that we feel are really appropriate for that. And we have some good candidates, but we'd really like to encourage any finalists that are interested in that to get in that process so that we can conclude this within the next 30 days or so and reestablish that. Back in the 2019s, there were a lot of objectives and a lot of strategic plans that were put in place that were not able to be implemented. So we're anxious to get this up, implemented, and start doing some really good things for our community from an economic development standpoint.
Awesome. I know Councilmember McNeil's not here, but do you have anything from Parks Board? No?
They've not met since, I don't think,
Okay.
since the last meeting.
Cool. Planning Commission.
Yeah, there's a couple of things last night. There was another application for a special exemption for short-term rental. It's a single-family dwelling at 109 Wharf Lane. It actually has been a short-term rental, and actually our Peter Flint, who's our zoning administrator, is kind of, seeing the town to see like who has short-term rentals, to really just make them legitimate, which is great.
Yeah.
It's just basically, so we have an inventory of short-term rentals within town to know who they are and then make certain they're complying, relating to that exemption. So it was recommended to move forward to do that, which will go to the,
So this will be like the third one pretty
Yeah.
recently.
yeah, there's about 3. I asked Peter last night. We don't have many in the town, so it's about 3. So it's just been recently, back-to-back meetings for short-term rentals.
But we
they've
might
requested.
be at a point where it makes sense for this not to be an exemption and just put some guardrails around it legislatively.
Yeah,
They're gonna just approve a bunch of,
right, because I had mentioned
I'd
that.
rather it be more legitimate even.
Right, so as far as just, and that was discussed some last night.
They don't pay a fee or anything, like I'm thinking about the town of Easton, well, just Talbot County in general, it's a high bar to be able to be a short-term rental and compliance and tax collection and all the things.
Yeah,
We might wanna consider that if this persists.
would agree, and it was discussed some last night as well. And then they continued the discussion associated with the fence ordinance. There was just some adjustments to be made to it, and good discussion. And so it'll be refreshed, and I think there'll be one more meeting that'll be discussed. And again, it was just to consolidate, it wasn't a lot of adjustments, but just to consolidate it, have a good policy, so it was all in one place, easier for residents to understand what the policy is. There was an exclusion relating to fences in the front yard, which had been taken out, and as far as putting that back in. So it was just some cleanup and just making certain that we do a good, thorough policy update. So I think that'll be done shortly, probably by next month, it'll be finalized. It was just those 2 things.
Awesome. All right, moving on to reports of department heads, and we did spend 6 hours together today, a lot of us, and that was available to the public, that meeting, but these reports might be light, and that would be part of why.
Yeah,
Town manager.
Staff has been working on budget. So we've had, I think since the last meeting, I think we've had 2 more budget meetings. So the next meeting, March 5th, we will present the budget to the council. You'll get your binders, and we'll just kind of do a quick overview of the budget. And so we've been really focused on the budget, and staff they've been really good.
Good.
Awesome.
No, you take that. No, I'll take that. No, you take that. But they work really well together.
That's
So,
awesome.
so we're looking forward to giving that to the council.
We're all looking forward to it.
Yes, I know you are.
Nothing like having weekly meetings. It's my favorite time of year. Okay, Chief of Police. Don't feel at all like you need to read this to us. We can hit the highlights. And there are copies in the hallway, right, if people
it
want
is.
them? Okay.
Yes, it is. Good evening, everybody. And I will hit the highlights.
Already spent 6 hours with Council Vice President Keel today, just keeping that in mind.
That was like 5 hours too long for me.
feel the love.
He's gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Yes.
I won't go over the traffic citations, the warnings and all that things, but a couple of things I do want to bring to council's attention is, if you look down under the complaints and incidents, a couple of things I want to just address. If you look at like the K-9 scans portion, it says 2 K-9 scans. Well, that number is fairly low in comparison, simply because in the month of January, our K-9 units go through a yearly certification or annual certification. And usually the first part of that month, they're all in training, pretty intense training, so they can pass their certifications at the end of that month. So those numbers are a little bit low, but I assure you they will be higher in the months coming. Also, in that realm of complaints and incidents, you're going to see one that is, I'm not very proud of, but it's certainly important, and the council is more aware of it, is we did have one attempted homicide in town in the month of January. In that, there was an arrest made in that case. I won't get too far in depth with it, but everything turned out the best as it could with that case. We didn't have any injuries. Nobody was hurt per se. It was just the act of. So, but regardless, our officers responded diligently. We had great assistance from the Queen Anne County Sheriff's Office in that case as well, which led us to the arrest. So we praise our allied agencies for helping as much as they can.
Just appreciate you and your department and the handling of that. I know that's not what anyone wants to see or hear in town, but it was resolved, for lack of a better word, quickly and professionally, and the public was not, the public at large was not at risk because of your department's fast action, so thank you.
I certainly appreciate that. I mean, we, again, it's not something we're extremely proud of to have, or to say that it's occurred in our town, but I mean, ultimately, I think a fast response was pretty much the best thing that could have happened in this case, which allowed us to wrap it up fairly quickly. So in those incidents right there, there's 484 business and residential patrol checks. Our officers are very diligent and proactive in checking anybody that might be away on vacation, their residents if they've been requested, along with just proactively checking businesses in general. Down in the special assignments portion, that was the K-9 certifications I was talking about. Our 2 officers attended that in January. Councilperson McNeil had set us up a meeting with the veterans group here in town at the American Legion. We always have a good conversation with our veterans, and it was very fruitful. A lot of suggestions were offered, things we can take into consideration later on. We also had our quarterly meeting with the Queen Anne County Drug Task Force. They basically go over their annual budgets with us, things they've spent their money on, any type of drug trends that might be going on in our area. Fortunately, most of their concentration has been out in the county and not so much in our town, which is a good sign. So, but outside of that, I would like to thank Mr. Aaron and Mr. Bloodsworth again for the outstanding recognition for not only the town but the police department. You know, we've had such a wonderful working relationship over the many years, so I want to thank them once again.
Awesome, thanks, Chief. Any questions for the chief?
Do you have any vacancies right now? Are you fully staffed?
We have one vacancy
One,
that we're diligently trying to fill.
Yeah,
So,
okay. I thought-
we've got quite a few applicants. It's just whether they're going to fit the bill for us.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
I know this is going to be on your next month's report, but do you want to let the council know what the police department did for staff this week? Your training.
I'm tired.
Sorry,
You might have
I
to
am
refresh
too.
my memory.
So the police department did an active assailant training for staff this
For the
week.
entire town.
Yes,
The entire
yes.
town. I thought you meant for
So
us.
we had
Yeah.
probably about,
staff.
yes, town staff, sorry. We probably had about, I don't know, 15 or so of us.
15 to 20.
Yeah, around
people,
that
yeah.
in there. It was a great.
we never
good
need
training.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so,
Never even
you know, Mrs. Wright, she's been doing her due diligence and trying to do extra training for staff as best as we can. One of the things we did offer is active assailant training, and it's more so to pre-plan or prep in case any God-foreseen thing like that happens. But one of the things we also offered was we did a security check of certain buildings in the town, like Town Hall, the Wharf Building, things of that nature, to see where we can improve. Maybe it could have been something as simple as changing the door lock to something more of a push button or automatic system or key scan, something of that nature. But we offered a few things I think we can act on that's well within our budget that's not going to be too costly. So we were more than happy to provide that training, along with, I think she's planning on a few more, maybe like a de-escalation or even a First Amendment auditor type training for our town staff, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Town attorney.
I have nothing.
Okay, town clerk.
Nothing at this time.
All right, council roundtable. All right, citizens forum. Citizens can address the council again and keep their comments to 3 minutes. Do you wanna, you have anything else you wanna? Okay, well, we welcome it. We welcome the citizen comment. All right, council roundtable, Council Vice President Keel.
I just want to thank for the awesome retreat today. We covered a lot of stuff. And it was nice,
A retreat with no breaks. It's good.
right?
Councilmember Bew.
Also, this is my first year with the council. I thought the retreat was most important for the benefit of the town, but also for all of us to know in a more intimate way truly what our different department heads are involved with and what each of us can be even more involved with. And so I thought it was tremendously valuable, and yeah, it was a day well spent, you know. And yeah, again, most of my focus right now is on CETA and getting that up and operating. So I appreciate the community's effort to be involved with that. I'm hoping to have this resolved and have the initial interviews completed and the CETA board interviewed by the full council before the end of March. I need to announce, I hate to say this, I'm having heart surgery at our next meeting on the 5th of, so I will not be here.
Fair.
Yeah, unless I can
You're excused.
do it from a hospital room or something, but, so I'll try to have all the candidates presented before then and then set up for interviews the following meeting.
Okay. Sending a lot of good thoughts your way for that.
Thank you. Sorry to bring that up.
Councilmember Huffer.
No, I would just say the same. I think it really, the retreat helped as far as just focusing everybody related to what are key things as far as next year that we want to focus on, that we think are important for the town, the citizens, and economic development. I have to say as well is really important for our town, making certain that we are, and then there's a Main Street survey that's happening, which I would just, again, for everybody who's watching, survey is out. Please participate relating to what it is you think would be important for our town to have, you know, services. I haven't taken it myself and seen all the questions yet, but I plan to. So I think we're really excited about that as far as the Main Street report that we'll get and what we can do and creating a strategy and an action plan associated with those things. So it's pretty exciting for staff and for us. But again, I think it was a really good retreat, and I think it would be very helpful for us in this coming year.
Yep.
And I have nothing. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
No hesitation.